Let's talk about controversy number one, Trump and the NFL. We've seen what happened. Now, the NBA Commissioner Adam Silver has already said that players need to stand through the national anthem. Do you agree?
Yeah, I'm fine with it. Look, the NBA and NFL are completely different. If pick any football team, you might recognize 3 players. The other 50 have no platform, no social media followings for the most part. And their only chance to make a statement about what's important to them is when the cameras are rolling and in unity. Basketball, LeBron James calls him a bum, and he has a bigger platform. Right, so it's completely different. And what I said to our team was, if you have a message that you want to convey to our fans and the media, let's just say it. We'll put you on videotape and we'll say what's on your mind. If these types of protests that the NFL tried, you lose control of the narrative, and so it's not the right way to do it.
So you don't think they should have protested in that way?
No, I'm not saying that at all. Right, I'm all for civil disobedience. Right, I think for the NFL it worked. Right, because it was their only opportunity to do that. They didn't have a platform otherwise. The NBA is completely different. We have a much stronger platform. We have far better ways to communicate a message.
Is this a battle that President Trump should be picking?
No, but you know what? It's not about sports and politics, because sports is part of politics. Sports people, athletes, owners, whatever, endorse candidates, give money, etc. But come on. But that's who he is. Look, to me, there's 3 Donald Trumps. There's the Donald Trump who's trying to be the president. There's the Donald Trump, the salesperson, and there's the Donald Trump, the Twitter troll, right? When he trolls on Twitter, he's fair game. Anybody can take a shot at him. When he's in campaign mode, you just ignore him. He's just selling. And when he's trying to do his job as president, hopefully you help the people who are around them to help them. I've worked with probably 4 now 3-letter agencies and done things for him that the president has no idea, because that's what patriotic Americans do. And you just let him pretend to be president or do his thing, and hopefully the best happens.
You've made your political views very clear. What are your biggest concerns about this administration?
I don't know, that he just doesn't know what's going on, right? It's just not in him to make an effort to understand or learn, and possibly it's because he's not capable, possibly it's because he's not willing. I don't think he has it in him.
Does he make it through 4 years?
I'd say 25% chance, maybe 30% chance he doesn't. I'd probably be willing to bet against it, not because he's going to do something just crazily wrong, even though sometimes it seems like it, but I think it's because he's oblivious to the institutions in government and oblivious to the laws and rules, and he'll do something and won't recognize that it's an impeachable offense.
You recently bought a stake in Twitter, is that correct?
I just bought some shares.
Why? Why now?
I'm a big fan of artificial intelligence, and I think they're making some good moves. I mean, you see the evolution of the interface on both apps and the web, and I think they're going in the right direction.
Should Twitter kick Trump off the platform?
Nah, you can't do that.
Why not?
You know what? We're in a situation right now where politics is so tribal and our lives are so tribal that in that realm of people who really focus on politics, when you try to make a dramatic move, you increase the amount of tribalism, right? So if you kick him off, all the Trump fans are going to go bananas, and that doesn't do any good for anybody. And he just goes to Facebook, and then you just have the same thing, or he just posted on a website, or there's 1,000 ways to post digitally, and Twitter happens to be the only one he knows how to use. But I'm sure even he can learn how to use Facebook or something else.
Twitter, Facebook, now Google via Gmail and YouTube are in the crosshairs of this Russia investigation, the spread of fake news and misinformation. What is their responsibility?
Well, it's interesting, because for broadcast television, if you broadcast an ad that said, you swallow this penny and it'll cure every illness, right? You wouldn't be allowed to broadcast it. There are rules that prevent you from doing it. I think the same rules should apply to digital marketing and digital ads. You can't knowingly accept, take money from, or broadcast false advertising.
Yeah.
And the same should apply to Facebook and Twitter.
What about, that's advertising, what about content?
Well, I mean, content, look, it's not content if you're trying to promote a specific agenda, right? It's marketing. And there's a big difference. Content can be fact, content can be opinion, but state its opinion, right? Or it's fact-based, state its reporting and have a reporter assigned to it. Otherwise, it's not, and particularly what we're seeing coming out when they're using retargeting, that's advertising. When you're in this particular case, they're posting it through the ad platform. If you're posting it through the ad platform, it can't be fake news. it's a misleading advertisement. And it's the responsibility of Facebook and Twitter to recognize this is an advertising platform. We can't allow fake ads to be hosted on our platform.
Last question.
Sure.
You've told Bloomberg you're considering getting into Bitcoin. Have you done so yet? And what do you think of people like Jamie Dimon saying it's a fraud?
It's interesting because I think there's a lot of assets that are just their values based off supply and demand. Most stocks, there's no intrinsic value because you have no true ownership rights, no voting rights. You just have the ability to buy and sell those stocks. They're like baseball cards. And I think Bitcoin's the same thing. Its value is a function of supply and demand. It doesn't really do anything else. I have bought some. I bought it through an ETN based on a Swedish exchange because that gave me liquidity.
Pure Bitcoin?
Pure Bitcoin, yeah. And I'm also involved with ICOs, actually token sales, because I think blockchain is a great platform for future applications. There will, just like the net and streaming created multiple great companies, I think blockchain will as well. I'm involved in something called Mercury Protocol, just to disclose that I think is going to change the messaging, it'll change messaging using blockchain.
How big is your stake in Bitcoin?
In Bitcoin, relatively small. Just dip my toe in the water.
All right. Wonder what relatively small means for Mark Cuban, but I'll leave that up to the imagination. Thank you so much,
Always,
Mark.
Emily.
Always
great
to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.